I'd like to introduce to you now a lady who's been one of the most popular comedians in the United States for over 40 years. Now, some of you may have not heard of her yet. She's only started recently doing television. But she's often been called the funniest woman in the world. And after spending a week, Tom and I, rehearsing and working with her, we heartily agree. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Moms Mabley. I'd like to tell you, Moms, it's just great having you on our show tonight.
Honey, and it's great being on your show. Oh, yes, I enjoy listening to you and your dumb brother. You know, this is the kind of show that people can enjoy. Good, clean, dirty fun.
By the way, Moms, it is a pleasure to have you here, and I know you came all the way from New York to do the show.
Yes, I did. I did.
Did you fly, take the train?
Yes, I flew.
You flew out.
But I won't flew back.
You take the jet?
That's the first time I ever been on a plane and the last time. Honey, no sooner I got up no high in the Empire State, something went clunk up in my head and my ears stopped up. Couldn't hear nothing. Oh, you talk about somebody being miserable. But that little girl on the plane was so nice.
The stewardess?
Yeah, the stewardess, bless her little heart. She tried to do all she could. She said, Mom, I can't hear nothing, honey. I can't hear nothing. She said, Mom, chew this chewing gum. Maybe that'll help you, you know? I chewed and chewed, it didn't help nothing. We started over Denver, across them mountains, and got caught in an electric storm. And that plane started dipping, and I started dipping with it. My head started going around. I couldn't hear nothing. I said, do something for me, honey. I'm dying. She said, Mom, drop your jaw. And I misunderstood her.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, shout out Showland. That's a funny lady. I'm not gonna lie. I could watch Moms Mabley pretty much all day. And I'm a true, like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I grew up with Moms Mabley. Like, she was a big star way before I was born. But I remember, I talked to my dad about Moms Mabley. You know, my grandfather did not like her. He walked out of the room whenever she came on TV. But my dad liked it, and it was funny because I asked my dad, I said, how did Grandpa did not like her? But there were actual Moms Mabley albums in the house. And I'm like, I guess it's just the power of Moms Mabley, man. That is a funny lady and clever writing. I'm telling you guys now, people do not understand the depth of really good comedy writing. And particularly comedy writing for TV, which has to be clean, it has to be on point. You can't belabor the point. You've got to get from point A to point B because your time is so condensed. And I don't know how she does it, but I've watched that clip a lot of times. It just seems like for 2 minutes or something, she got to the point like 30 seconds. And I love it because it builds up the anticipation for the rest of her act. We'll get to that, some other show. But I just want to kick off Friday Funnies. We haven't really been able to put some good comedy up there during Ramadan. I apologize. I think earlier last week, we tried to go with Owen Smith, and it just didn't work. It happens like that sometimes. We'll bring some of the other comedians back on. But I'm like, listen, no offense to Owen, L.A., Eric, Chappelle, Corey Holcomb. I love all these guys. Rodney Perry, we're all fans. But you all know, when Moms Mabley comes on the set, we all sit down and watch. She's our comedy mother, for lack of a better word. She is our comedy mother. I'd say Dick Gregory is my comedy dad. She is my comedy mom. That woman really just instilled me, and it's such a beautiful level of I just want to say a beautiful level of just relationship comedy. If you really notice the nuance of Mom's Mabley, and we're gonna get to the show in a minute, but she walks on doing her set while this guy is still there. Like, he should have left the stage. He didn't leave the stage. She just wove him into the set, and he was standing there. He had nothing to do. He was almost a prop on his own show. I love it, brothers and sisters. So let me get started. Welcome to the Shout Out Show. I'm your host, Preacher Moss. I hope you're having an excellent Friday. I hope wherever you were for Friday, man, hopefully it's a payday. Hopefully you got off work a little bit early. Hopefully you got a haircut or something like that. Something that made you feel fresh and special. For Muslims around the world, yesterday it was Eid Mubarak. So, I still have a lot of Eid texts and emails to return. Please be patient with me. But for those who know what the holiday is about, I thought about this little idea about exiting out of Ramadan. And I realized it's actually kind of funny because it applies to so many other religious holidays. But before we get to that, brothers and sisters, I don't want to be rude. If you're coming to the show for the first time, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for dropping in on the Shout Out Show. Like I said, this is the Shout Out Show family, the Shout Out Show land, the Shout Out, like Shaolin land, this is Shout Out Show land. We appreciate you coming on the show, spending a little bit of time with us. We emphasize the 3 B's, except on Saturdays, which is be brief, brother. We don't like to keep you away from your families or job or your weekend, definitely on a Friday. So that's number 1. Number 2 is get in that comment section. Introduce yourself. This is a community show. This is a relationship live stream, meaning we connect people. You actually won't be surprised to find out that people here on this show know about one another. We care about one another, and that's what makes the show special. As the show grows, I hope that I'll be able to remember everybody's narrative and things like that. That's the challenge, but that's the beauty of the show. That's what makes us different, a little bit, a little off-brand, a little unique, but I like it though. So, if you want to be a part of the conversation, get into the comment section, get your shout outs. And believe me, just coming on the show by virtue of participating this far into the show, you are already a member of the Shout Out Show family, Shout Out Show soldiers. Now, you're not an honorary member if you're coming for the first time. Just can't give it up to you like that. I got too many people in the queue right now. They've been riding with your brother a long time. Just so you know, if you're showing up the first time, we've produced over 370-some consecutive episodes of the show. We haven't missed since last year's Ramadan. So, all praises due for that. Okay. As well, if you're coming on the show for the first time, do us a favor. Click the subscribe button, the notification button, the like button if you like the show. Trying to grow our little platform. I'm done with that. Now let me show you what makes the show special. We got stars in the building. Here we go. A Shout Out Show family. We're going to give a shout out to Sister Ree. Sister Ree is tending the family business up in the state of Michigan, laying her auntie to rest. Ree, as I said before, we've all said, our condolences are with you. We all come from Allah. We all return to Allah. So if that's any comfort to you, keep those things in your heart. All things are planned for a particular reason. And we hope that the person of compassion and mercy and the relief at this difficult time is there for you and your family. Count on us because we count on you. Next up, we got my little brother, Johnny L. Thomas, better known as JT. Y'all can't call him JT. You got to call him Johnny L. Thomas. He earned the JT from me. I'm just messing with you. JT is here on the show, man. He is a ride-or-die brother, my little brother. And if you try and tell me anything different, we're going to be rumbling after the show. JT, congratulations to you, brother. A hearty Eid Mubarak to you. I know you celebrated with, I think, some chicken and asparagus. Or some salmon and asparagus, something like that. I can't remember, man, but you got to celebrate. God bless you, man. And I am going to do those extra 6 days of Sha'ban. I had to make one up today because I was sick. But after I make this one up today, I'm fasting. I am on to my 6 days. Let's talk about it. And if anybody else is thinking about doing your 6 days, don't do it alone. Do it with us on the Shout Out Show. Do your 6 days of Sha'ban. I want to give a shout out to Sister Fatima from DC, right around the corner from my mom's house. Sister Fatima sent me a great graphic about Shaban. It was 30 days plus 6 days of Shaban equal 360 days. It's like you fasted a year. I love it. I'm going to get you the graphics too. Okay, salmon, asparagus, and chocolate cake. I think I was close. I threw some chicken in there. Maybe I was thinking about chicken. Forgive me, brother. But I was close. I came back with the salmon. We got Sister Ike on the show. Wa alaikum assalam, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ibarak to you. Sister Ike birthed a catering business, and she's sent some pictures of some cakes today. They look scrumptious. But then I had to cut my phone off because I was fasting. I didn't want to be licking the screen like, I don't do that. I just kind of threaten food a little bit. But it's looking. As soon as this day is over, I'm finna get you. But we appreciate you, Sister Ike. Peace and blessings to you, your family. Sister Ike took a family trip to go see her father and brothers and sisters. And God bless you that you got over there and you're back home safely to Indepak. Thank you very much. Who we got next? I know who we got next. My main man. The official ambassador from Canada. My main man, Altaf Rashid, comes to the ShOUT show, brothers and sisters. Altaf, you are on 1965 Nation of Islam time, brother. I have not seen you late on the show. I mean, I love it, brother. I love it, man. We love you coming on the show, giving us that spice and throwing in your comments and letting us know how you feel. Like I said, we thrive on shared perspectives, okay? Shout out to Altaf. Next up, Muhammad, who's still saying what happened to the Muhammads. Well, funny story about what happened to the Muhammads, brother, is the fact that maybe, you know what, people weren't ready for it. And I'm going to say this. I thought it was a great idea in terms of a TV sitcom. You know what? But I am not the best of planners. You know who the best of planners is. And I remember taking the show around to different people, producers, Most Def, having this conversation. They were generally excited. It just didn't happen. And for a long time, I was kind of disheartened it didn't happen. You know, I had kind of some bad feelings. I thought we had some agreements in place. And then I woke up one day and I said, you know what? Sometimes an idea, and it came from reading a tafsir on Surah Asr. And it says, by the token of time through ages, we are lost. Man is in loss. And as you read through it, that last part about true patience and constancy, it really means, brothers and sisters, that you may have one of the greatest ideas in the world. But if the people aren't ready for it, it's only a great idea to you, which means you have to have patience. You have to practice patience, practice sabr. So I hope that answered what happened to the Muhammads, but it's still there, and I'm just refreshing it. I'm looking at going through it again this summer and retightening it up and bringing in some new characters and actually just start writing some episodes, man. I was really inspired by my writing group that we had, Funny Right Now. Not funny, yeah. Funny Right Now. No, it wasn't Funny Right Now. I can't remember. See how your mind goes when you come in? I'm going to talk about that. My mind isn't right coming out of Funny Right Now. That's right. Funny Right Now with a W. W-R-I-T-E. Funny Right Now. See how Funny Right Now, I'm thinking right. R-I-T. Enough said. I figured it out. Funny Right Now. Being involved with students who actually were really, really enthused and focused on becoming better writers, comedy writers, it just hit a spark. And I have to thank all my students from the Funny Right Now cohort, the first one we had. Because being with that class and constantly being in a space where you're in creative, you're in contact and proximity with other creators. You know what was really cool, man, is when the class was over, I really came out, personally, I felt like I came out a better writer, much more proficient writer. And being able to write in boxes, in tight spaces, like write a minute ad or a 30-second ad, and I was able to do that, and it showed producing my own spots throughout Ramadan and selling spots. So shout out. All right, Muhammad, enough of you. Who we got next? And we got Sister Sultana. Sister Sultana is, of course, a consultant producer of the ShOUT show. Without Sister Sultana, what's the show? Is it worth a shout, or does it even get out? Or is it even a show? Well, I'm going to tell you, part of being a consultant producer, brothers and sisters, make sure the show has a certain type of continuity and also has a certain type of texture. So if you notice when we do the shows, it has a certain chain of transmission that happens, and we're never too far over to the right, never too far over to the left, even though sometimes I may take on some different topics, some difficult topics. it still has a format, if you will. It still has a tone, if you will. Even if it's something I don't like, it still manages to keep a fairly respectful tone because it's not so much the way I'm saying it or even the way I'm seeing it. It's like, you know what, we all have opinions and you have to have space where you allow people pathways into a discussion. I learned that from some of my mentors back in the day. God bless them, and I appreciate it. I hope if some of them are watching, I took notes when I was younger, and for some of them who are no longer here, I thank you, and I thank you and your patience. So, I want to get to the topic today. Muhammad, brother, you ask any question that you want to. You know, I just want to let you know I haven't given up on Here Come the Muhammads. Okay, I have not given up on Here Come the Muhammads. You know why? Because I believe, no knock to the Rami show and things like this. I'm like, but that's not who we are. I always felt, and I'm digressing a little bit. I always felt when I became Muslim that the idea of becoming Muslim and the connection to Islam is that I had a bankable concept. Let me say it again. I had a bankable concept. Up until my life, you know, I had people present me concepts. So, you know, my mother gave me Christianity, which is fine. I needed that. You know, any connection to God, especially when you're young and black, you need. But when I was turned over to my own devices, my own intellect, I was like, I have to have something that's bankable. And Islam, in that space, gave me a spot where I could see and make valuations of religious application, but also religious intellect. And I say this with the greatest of respect. You know, we have a lot of imams and scholars, but people are not necessarily going to listen to you unless you can take all that information and apply it to people and have them say, this somehow has increased my intellect. And the increased intellect is the thing that leads to increased faith, increased action. Just to know. All right. Let's get to exiting Ramadan, my Friday funnies. How many of y'all woke up on Thursday morning like you had just gotten out of prison? Like when I first heard about Ramadan that the devil was going to be locked up for 30 days. I'm going to tell y'all what I was thinking as a new Muslim. They said the devil's going to be locked up for 30 days. I'm like, but we still out. When are we going to get locked up? I was like, oh, is this like an exchange program? Is the devil going in for 30 and we're going to do the rest of the year in prison? And I always thought the funny thing about not eating, not drinking, it gave you a lot of time for you to look at yourself and say, I gotta work on me. Like, I really gotta work on me. I remember my first Ramadans, brothers and sisters, I'm not gonna even lie. I saw this kid eat ice cream. He was a little kid, maybe like 2 or 3. And for a moment, I thought I could take that scoop and get away with it because he couldn't speak and vocalize the crime that I would have committed. Have you ever looked at food and threatened food? That's when your mind is going. That's when I remember a guy was like, you mind if I leave? I know you're fasting. You mind if I leave that here? And I told a lie. Oh, no, I'll watch it for you. No, bro. I was watching that steak on the plate. I don't even eat steak, brothers and sisters, but I was threatening his food. Like, yo, he gonna come back here in a minute. It's gonna be an issue. You know what I mean? And I'm like, where's this coming from? And I think even more so, the whole idea of religious celebration is so funny. I say exiting Ramadan because, okay, the devil is coming out after 30 days being locked up. I think he comes out early, like somebody bailed him out. I'm like, I can't believe that the devil don't have people that can pay his bond. Okay, in any event, and I'm saying I think the devil comes out earlier because we do lose our minds during Ramadan. I don't care what anybody says. We lose our minds during Ramadan. We get crazy. You know, we have Eid. I think Eid is Allah's way of going, See, y'all ain't learned nothing. You ain't learned nothing. You know what? Because we get together. Um, we come together. I hosted an Eid event. I was the host for Eid Prayer at MetLife. I told you guys that. Do you know the people were still as rude as they normally would have been at a fundraiser? Do you know they paid me to basically be the lion tamer to get people to sit down? All I had was a mic. I didn't have a whip. I just had a microphone. And like people just walking up and down. The dude had on a blue hat. And he just walked up and down. I'm like, why are you pacing? This is Eid. Sit down. Like, and I think it's a bad idea when you first come off of fasting that they give you coffee at the event. These people were jacked up. They were drinking coffee. Like, I mean, they were jacked up and, sitting there. I was like, did you just have coffee or crack or meth? Because I don't know. I think we need to work something out. And I think, when people, it is funny, I think people do need support groups for caffeine. Because when people come off Ramadan, when they come off of caffeine and cigarettes, they're not in good shape, people. They are not in good shape. And I want them to be in good shape. And I don't want to joke about folks during Ramadan. I mean, we give up all these things. But I'm here to tell you, as soon as the moon is sighted, we gave them up, but boy, we pick them up just as quick. We gave them up for 30 days, but we pick them up right away. So I thought it'd be funny, because I'm joking. I'm not so much joking about Ramadan, but I'm going to say this. Real talk. We have other religious holidays, like you have Christmas. You have people who haven't talked together. They haven't gotten together for months, haven't seen each other, don't like each other, and they come together around Christmas. And Eid is kind of turning into that. Like Eid, it's like if it wasn't for Eid, I wouldn't say a bunch of people. If there wasn't 10 days of forgiveness during the month of Eid, I don't think we'd even be talking to each other. I mean, this is the invention, this is the beauty of Ramadan. I said 10 days of Eid. I'm sorry. 10 days of Ramadan was focused on forgiveness. And sometimes it's like, I had to work at it. This brother called me up and said, man, I just want to, I did you this, that, and I want to forgive you. I want you to forgive me. And I was like, no. No, I want that to be an issue on Judgment Day. I want that videotape to be shown. I want to be 50-50 and say, hey, we want to let you in, but what about this thing with Preach? And it's like, oh, that's right. Can that be real? You can be real after, when the sun goes down, you're hydrated, you're real. Here's the deal. We should switch up some of the holidays. We should switch up some of the holidays. Like, check this out. Like, for Christmas, instead of it being like one day of Christmas, right? You do like 2 days of gift giving, and then like 17 days of fasting. Like for Easter, you should put out Easter eggs everywhere, and then not look for them for like 21 days. That's what I'm thinking. Like, and I don't know if the eggs are still gonna be there. I think the point like for Ramadan, it should be okay. I think for Ramadan you can't change it. Okay, it's already prescribed. So some people get upset. It's 30 days. I know it's 30 days, but let's be honest. Some of y'all take off during the 30 days. I've seen you. I've seen some of you take off during the 30. I like to give you the look of the brother I caught eating ice cream at 1:00. Ready? He's a. That was just look. Start looking, brother. And then I waited for him to explain to me the ice cream. He's man, this boy don't come back get this doggone ice cream. It's gonna be gone. I'm like, man, you don't even have a son. Stop lying. But I do like when people are honest about Ramadan, because people are like, oh, it's so spiritual. Oh, it's bringing me closer to God. I'm like, yeah, it's all that. But look here, I'm hungry. I'm not even hungry. I'm hangry. I am hungry and angry. Hangry. You know, and I think if you can keep those feelings and those emotions close, you know, it's a fun Ramadan. It's a fun Ramadan. All right. Do we have anybody want to throw in, make some comments about Ramadan? What we got here? On the last days of Ramadan, we did have a course on Eid celebrations. You know what? That's a great idea. Altaf, that's a great idea. Because people, yeah, we need that. Because they need to hand out like a brochure or show a video or a PowerPoint before we pray or something. Like, that would have been great in MetLife. I was like, this is the way Eid is supposed to look. Click, click. Click, click. See how everybody's quiet and reverent. Click, click. See how everybody likes each other. Click, click. See how everybody knows where their children are. Click, click. I think that, yeah. I think maybe, and here's the thing that cracked me up this year. People are like, I'm going to Ramadan prep class. I'm like, Ramadan prep? How do you prepare for starving? I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. You don't eat, you don't drink, you don't come on, brother. Like, why do you need to prep for this? It's like we come up with different stuff. Next year, I'm gonna come up with a Preacher Moss Ramadan prep, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a son over here. I'm gonna have a bunch of food, and I'm gonna ask, "Are you hungry?" And they're gonna, "Yeah." And I'm like, too bad the sun's up. All right. So Satana said we need to have. I agree with this. We do. We need to like plain instructions. You know, like Prince on International Lover. Okay, I went too far. But we do need to have that. You know, because we hand out the paper for Takbirah, so recitation, but we need to have like just a disclaimer. You know who should do it? The brother at the masjid that always tells everybody to move up. We should give him that task. He should be like, yo, come on up. I want to talk to y'all about how this thing's going to work. And he just starts going over and over and over. And by that time, people will have turned against him. And they were like, you know what? We will follow accordingly if you will shut up and move. All right. Plain video instructions. We need something like that. We need Eid etiquette. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it Eid etiquette. And I make sure it's EID, because if you're not careful, some of us are going to be like, preach said weed etiquette. No, Eid etiquette. So here's one thing. It's like, when you bring your kids to the event, keep track of your kids, please. Just keep. Eid is not daycare. Eid is not Arabic for daycare. Eid is Arabic for not daycare. That's exactly what it is. I ain't trying to look at your kids run across the stage. Like, I got enough problem. I just got back to eating and drinking on a regular schedule. You think I care about your kids? Do you think I care? You don't care about your kids. You know why? Because you over at the coffee thing, sucking it down like it ain't going to be no more for the rest of the year. And that's my point. Also, he said Eid absolutely means daycare. Okay. Yeah, well, yes, it's like community daycare. I'm like, man, somebody get their little kid. I mean, one time, boy, here I was fasting, and I had a little something like that. You know, this little booger did. He put his thumb right in the middle of my food, like put it in like a handprint. He was like, I was like, somebody better get this kid, or it's gonna be an Eid Jnaz up in here, cause one of us got to go. One of us got to go. So listen, let's throw our ad up real quick. We're going to give a shout out to Band Islamic Graduate School. Just so you guys know, the first graduation will be on the 19th. The other one will be on the 23rd. So we're going to throw that ad up, and then I'm going to close out. I hope you guys are having a good time up till now. Go ahead, Sister Santana.
Yo, assalamu alaikum. I'm Preacher Moss, comedian extraordinaire, but I like to add a new title to my name. I'm Professor Preacher. You know why? Because I just graduated. Wait a minute, let me get this out of here. This is it. Okay. I'm Professor Preacher Moss, and it's come through the courtesy and the blessing of the Muhammad Ali Scholarship, which came through Bayan Islamic Graduate School. Now, listen, I know a lot of you people are thinking, can I do it? Yes, you can do it. This is the part where I know I'm supposed to say, it's easy. It's not easy. Listen, if it was easy to get this degree, Trump would be a mufti. I digress. Listen, though, for you brothers and sisters that are interested, go to bayanonline.org, and you could be like me. Put yourself in the picture for Islamic education. Wait a minute, there's a picture right there. Sound like them, everybody. Take care. Preach them off. I like that guy. So listen, everybody. We're going to wrap up. I want to give a shout out to our other sponsor. That would be BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. Again, that's BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. The name says it all. BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. If I can, why can't you? If you don't want to go to the website, call. Go old school. Call 1-800-679-3175. Again, that's 1-800-679-3175. Again, that's Be Financially Independent. Trying to bring people out of the debt, the slavery of debt. Trying to get you free, brothers and sisters. Trying to get you free. So, as we wrap up, brothers and sisters, just lighthearted banter about Eid is really about the fact that, you know, we've accomplished something. We've accomplished something major. And it's easy to say, oh, no, it's just Eid. But for people that have been doing it for 20, 30 years, you know, it shows a track record. It shows that no matter what's going on in the world, in your personal life, in your business, you're able to stop for just this 30 days while the devil is locked up. While the devil's locked up, you're able to get back in touch with yourself, your better you, your better self. And I tell folks, man, get in touch with your better self. It's all right. There's nothing criminal about that. And enjoy yourself. Enjoy who you are. And, you know, we got a couple more days of celebrating Eid. You know, people are doing parties and things like that. But remember, the whole idea was you wanted to come out better than what you came in. And I hope that's what you achieve. All right, brothers and sisters, I'll see you. I won't see you tomorrow. Make that announcement. I will not see you tomorrow. I have to work. So you will be in the quite capable hands of Sister Satana Whitfield. I thank her in advance for putting together an excellent show because I know that's what she's going to do. And I encourage all of you to support Sister Satana because this is not just Sister Satana on the ShOUT Show. We have bigger aspirations. I've said it publicly and I've said it privately. I want to see her with her own platform because I believe she has the personality, the ethic, and the execution to make something really, really great. Okay, I got to go. I'm bouncing. I will see you guys on Sunday for the Potluck Sunday with Preach. Take care of yourselves. Make dua for me. We're pulling for you. Stay blessed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hey everybody, this is your brother Preacher Moss. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed your ShOUT Show experience. We'll be back with the next show, the next ShOUT Show. A simple ask before you go, please help your brother out. Click that subscribe button, click that notify button, and I'll see you again on this side of the microphone. You probably wonder what that smell is. That's me. I smell good. And the reason I smell good is because I use oils from Tarif Attar. So I'm not saying you can't smell good. I'm not even saying you stink. I'm saying you have the opportunity to smell exquisite. Check out TarifAttar.com for some of the best oils and scents in town.